Many people wonder why I wear a fucking mask. Well, it's because it keeps me humble.
You can attach meaning to your life, but that meaning is yours and yours alone. It's not objective. It's not an absolute.
You know, most people, what they do is that they really love to put their name on things, right? So, for example, they do a certain work of art and then they tell themselves, yo, that's my fucking product. That's my book. That's my store, whatever it is. And the problem with that is that it creates some sort of war of like taking credit for things all the time. And it separates us from the actual work of creating something. We're always attached. The person behind this mask could just be anyone else, really. It doesn't really matter who's behind that mask. What matters is the actual work, their actual creation, to create something. But most people, what they try to do is to cling on to that thing that they're creating, to cling on to that thing they're producing, right? They're trying to create things, but they don't create for the sake of creating. They create for the sake of validation, success, getting something in return, you know? Other people's love and appreciation. It has nothing to do with the process of creating. But when you humble yourself down and you stop caring about whoever the hell it belongs to, you just do it to do it, then you have this new creative power that comes to you that like you never had before. Because you're not doing it to escape something anymore. You're not doing it because you want to run away from something. You're doing it from inspiration, right? Inspiration of creating something, just for the fucking sake of creating it. Why the hell does it matter who it belongs to? Now, let me explain to you what being humble actually is. So being humble is not being some like stupid little doormat that people step on and manipulate. It's not being passive. It's not being a weak little whatever thing. It's a realistic assessment of your own skills, of your own potential, of what you can actually do. It's a realistic assessment of where you're at. It's facing the truth for what it is, not living in a fantasy land of where your skill sets could be someday, or the image that you're trying to put up and to show people like, oh, look at how good I am. No, it's a realistic assessment of where you are now, a realistic assessment of what you can do now. It's nothing more than pure realism. And humility is believing that we're all human. We're all human fundamentally, and it's to stop trying to prove that we're anything beyond human. Because we're not anything beyond human. It's to understand our limitations, but to use those limitations, use those human imperfections in a way that makes us grow, in a way that makes us fabulous, you know? We're fabulous in how human and imperfect we are. That's what humility is. It helps you to better see from a perspective the work of other masters, maybe in your domain, in another domain, in business or whatever it is, artists, whatever it is. You see their work, not from you're not idealizing them. You're not putting them on a pedestal or whatever. You're just seeing their work for what it is. Human work. If the work of masters, it's work of mortals. If you can see that in them, you can see that in you too. You can stop bragging about yourself, about how good you are, because you know what? Anyone, whatever we do, we don't really know what we're doing all the time. Like as I'm shooting this video right now, I don't even know what I'm gonna say next. But here I am in front of a video camera. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm better than I am, whatever, like this is what I'm doing. Whatever we do, who the fuck cares? It's beautiful, beautiful like this tree, you know? So does this tree care that anyone like looks at this tree? No, it's like, well, I just exist. So that's what I do, I just exist. You write this beautiful book, well, you just want to create it because you want the book to exist. You don't do it for anything else than that, really. So here are some, I guess, more practical tips on how to stay humble. Value the work of others. Value the work of others before you value your own work. So look at what others have done, what your friends have done. what your coworkers have done, what your boss has done. Value their work and see how amazing it is before you talk about your own work. Another tip for staying humble is you want to know what you want, really. Know your true values. Know what you stand for. Know what is important to you. If you value art, love, courage, whatever you value, if those values, you have them with you. Contribution to the world. And when you're contributing to the world, you're making an impact on the world. You stop thinking about yourself so much. You stop being so self-conscious about anything you're doing. And self-conscious about your reputation or how you look. It allows you to just be more aligned with your purpose, right? The more aligned you are with your purpose, the less need you have for all those petty things that don't really matter to you. But you think that matter, right? Like recognition and all those things. But those things seem to matter to you just because it's covering up all the things that are actually important to you. And once you get back to humility and valuing what you value, then you can actually have a better direction for your life. Be grateful for anything that happens to you. Good, bad, whatever happens to you. Mistakes you made, errors you did. And when you make mistakes, be fully open to them. Tell yourself, hey, you know what? I made this stupid mistake. I guess I did it. And then from this mistake, you learn from them. Because a lot of people that are don't really practice humility, they don't want to accept their mistakes. Whatever mistakes they have, they throw it on someone else. Whatever mistake happened, they throw it on some other situation, some other thing that's outside their control. And how the hell are you gonna be successful in life if you're always throwing your responsibility somewhere else? So humility is taking responsibility. Responsibility, not just for the good things that happen to you, but also the bad things. So all the freaking bad things that maybe you did, all your past mistakes that you're so ashamed of, you just accept them lovingly as part of your self-development. It's not something to run away from. It's part of your shadow, right? Face this part of yourself. Don't run away from it. Don't pretend like it's not there. The more you run away from those mistakes, the more you run away from those things, the more you delegate responsibility somewhere else, the more lost and confused you'll be. So it really comes back to acceptance of the shadow, acceptance of the things you don't want to maybe admit about yourself, right? The imperfections. Make your actions speak louder than words. Whatever you're doing, don't talk about what you're gonna do. Don't tell people like, hey, listen, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be a fucking millionaire, whatever. Who gives a shit? Instead of speaking about it, talking about it, work on it. Take action towards it. The more you take action, the less bothered you are by the words or whatever. Not only will you be more successful, but the more humble you'll become. You'll realize that it's all about taking action. It's all about this hard work. And most people, when they see a celebrity on the interwebs, whatever, or they see this successful YouTuber, they're like, oh, it was just luck. Justin Bieber, why he became famous is fucking luck, because he's good looking, whatever. He's like one of those pretty boys. That's why he got hired. Luck. But see, if you can actually be humble about the process, you would realize, wait, those people, they're just human beings, and I can do that too. And if you focus on your actions and you're humble about your actions, it's how much you had to work to get this work out, right? Then you'll be able to look at others and what they've done, and you'll tell yourself, well, Justin Bieber, he had to work his ass off to get to where he is. Even though everyone hates him, and personally I don't really like his music like that much, but we all had to fucking work for this. And the more humble you become, the more grounded in reality you are. And those dreams that are outside your grasp or whatever you want to be, you see that they are at your reach. They are at your reach. You just gotta backwards engineer it. A few tips to how to stay humble with others in a conversation. How do you stay humble? You listen. That's it. Listen more than you speak. And why does it matter that you have your last word out or not? Why do you care so much about saying that very last word, having this last say in the argument, winning the argument, right? Have you ever seen those posts online of people that just, they're arguing about some stupid shit, whatever, on Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, and there's no point to it. Like, whoever wins that argument, they're not gonna win anything, but like the intelligence, the looking more intelligent than the other person. Like, who gives a shit? It's not about that. Why care so much? Whether you look more intelligent than the other person has nothing to do with your intelligence. You're just how you look, whatever. You use a nice little wording in your YouTube arguments. Who gives a shit, dude? Like, at the end of the day, we're not even gonna care whether you're right or not, right? Conversation, whatever. Instead of wanting to say everything, take your time, let them talk, listen to them. Keep an open mind on top of that. Keep an open-mindedness. Stop judging other people, because the more you judge other people, the more you judge them for their imperfections or whatever, the more you're judging yourself for those imperfections. So whatever imperfections they have, you're gonna run away from that. You're gonna run away from your mistakes. And what happens when you run away from those things is, how can you stay humble if whatever mistakes you make, you're just so ashamed of those things and you just want to run away from those things, right? Stop wanting to know like every single thing about everyone, or gossip, or all those things about your circle of friends or whatever, who's sleeping with who and all this. I mean, it's all fun to know all that, but don't get too carried away in the affairs of others, right? Don't become this nosy person that just like sneaks in like other people's drama or whatever, or stories, because the more you do this, the less time you have for your own self-development, for your own work, right? Because what are you doing when you're gossiping? It's like shitting on other people, right? You're shitting on other people. So what that's unconsciously trying to do is to, make yourself better. But you're not making yourself better in any way. You're just putting other people down. So a big part of humility is respect and love for others. A little bonus here, I'm gonna read you things from Mother Teresa, the most humble of humblest of women that has ever humbled the earth with her humility. So here it is. Value other people as you would value yourself. Keep an open mind with a non-judgmental attitude. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Don't dwell on other people's mistakes, nor on your own mistakes, right? So if you had a lot of mistakes that you've done in the past, learn from them and then move on from them. Whatever your friends have done, whatever mistakes they've done, move away from them. Let them be, whatever mistakes they did. That's a very interesting one. She says to accept hate, contempt, insults, and negative remarks without needing to fight back. Interesting, right? What's the most common thing that people will do when they hear a negative remark, negative attack on them? What do? They want to attack back. They want to get their revenge, retaliation. Why do school shooters shoot schools? That's a funny tongue twister here. Why do school shooters shoot schools? It's because they want revenge. They've been attacked, so then they kill everyone after, right? Don't need to fight back. Words that are thrown at you are only words. There are nothing more than words. And those words, they get into your mind. And this interpretation of those words, this is what hurts you. The negative interpretations, this is what gets to you. But is it the words themselves that hurt you? Probably not. So stop worrying about those words. Whenever you're having an argument with someone or this person is wrong about something, it's okay to give in and tell them, hey, you know what? Maybe you're right. It's okay. Even if they're wrong, even if whatever they're saying is bullshit. Why should you win the argument if winning the argument is not going to bring anything else but the ego boost of thinking you're more intelligent? If it doesn't matter, stop trying to be better than them. Stop needing to be right. Stop needing to seem like you're always right. Stop needing to be the most intelligent person here. Stop needing to prove yourself that you're right. Because whatever is right to you is not always right to somebody else. And whatever is right to somebody else is not always right to you. And whatever is right is subjective. It's not objective. It's not something you can pinpoint 100% of the time. No. It is what it is. If you practice humility every single day, you will find this new type of fulfillment in your life that will not be attached to ego, will not be attached to external things or validation. You'll have this new sense of fulfillment that's just hard to describe in this day and age. Most people, when they do something, they're running away from something, escaping reality, escaping the truth, escaping the truth that their job is shit right now and they're stuck in it, escaping the truth that, you know, they have demons they haven't faced, that they have to face. So what humility will do is that you will start creating for the sake of creating. You will start living for the sake of living. You will start being happy for the sake of being happy. You won't be attached to your ego so much. And once you distance yourself from that self-image, you stop caring about what others think. You stop caring about what others are doing. You stop caring about other people's mistakes or successes. And you start caring about others in the best of ways, in more loving ways, in more accepting ways. Because while you love others more, you start loving yourself more. So thank you guys for watching. This was fucking first time filming in the woods. Pretty cool. It's getting pretty dark in here, so yeah, as I said, the night is my refuge. Click on the fucking bell right here, because if you click on the bell, you receive all my fucking videos. Comment, rate, subscribe, as the old 2005 YouTube used to say it. You leave me your suggestions, because I read every single comment. I reply to every single comment. And the best suggestion, I'll make a video about it. So, peace, bitches. Yeah. Yes.